working on institutional reforms to pave a way for trustworthy and democratic election. The House of People's Representatives evaluates the last 9 months' performance of Ethiopian Electoral Board. Latatarisa.
Chairperson of Ethiopian National Electoral Board, Bertukan Medaksa, while presenting the 9-month work performance of the board to Legal Justice and Democratic Affairs Standing Committee with the House of People's Representatives, said that the institution has embarked on institutional and legal reforms. She pointed out the work done on political parties' joint discussion, preparation of covenant document, designing political parties' registration strategy as exemplary deeds. Bertukan said a lot has to be done on civic education. We've worked on preparing curriculum for the subject through concerned expertise. We've also undertaken steps that concerned bodies discuss as a standard. We've designed a strategy to enable people of the country understand the subject as per their respective cultures. The chairperson accentuated that the reform activities are key in order to ensure free and fair election in the country. Regarding the registration of political parties, 16 political parties that fulfill the board's legal and administrative affairs have been registered so far. Generally, 66 parties have been registered, including those that have partially fulfilled. Bertukan reiterated that a legal framework related to registration of political parties is being amended, adding support is being made for unregistered political parties to work on their organizational process so as to realize the ongoing reform. Legal improvement is best for the reform because organization of political parties running election as well as the rule of registration and the parties movement will be guided by the law. All these cases were problems. The law helps address the problems and help resolve the problems that might happen. Although it was enshrined in the National Electoral Board Establishment Proclamation that it is possible to downsize the number of board members to 5 from 9 that are currently leading the board, the members have not yet begun their work appointed by the House.
Ethiopia has signed an agreement to host World Economic Forum of 2020. Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed met with the President of World Economic Forum, Borg Brende, in a follow-up discussion to their meeting in Davos, Switzerland. In January 2019, it was announced that Ethiopia would host the 2020 World Economic Forum on Africa. Prime Minister Dr. Abiy and Borg Brende signed an agreement that sets forth terms and conditions applicable to the cooperation of the forum and the government for the regional meeting. The World Economic Forum on Africa will be held in Finfinne in September 2020 and is expected to be attended by more than 1,000 people, according to Office of the Prime Minister. Vice President of the Oromia Regional State, Shimelis Abdisa, said his government is working to improve the livelihood of the public through building a strong economic base in the region. Anwar Khalil reports.
A capacity building training offered to leaders drawn from different zones and districts of Oromia for 15 days in Adama town has been concluded. Vice President of the Oromia Regional State, Shimelis Abdisa, on the event said the new generation of ODP leadership properly welcome and support investors who come to the region.
Our approach on investment would be different now onwards. You should make land ready for investment, or will bring investors. This would create job opportunities. You should make the situation favorable for investment.
He underscored that the leaders at different levels should succeed the Oromo economic revolution through which they can also minimize unemployment. The vice president said the leaders should be committed in appropriately collecting revenues. He has also called on the leaders to control contraband and illegal trade in their respective areas.
Tackling contraband and illegal trading should be a great concern. We should also encourage people to work in the legal trade sector.
Shimelis stressed that his government is working to improve the livelihood of the public through building strong economic base in the region.
If we properly change the leadership quality in all sectors, we can solve the problem of unemployment. Your performance would be evaluated based on how much you have done to improve livelihood of the public. This is what the government is working on.
He uttered that all sectors will be given due attention to benefit people of the region.
Meanwhile, Vice President of the Oromia General State, Shimelis Abdisa, called on the new generation ODP leadership to strengthen the unity of the Oromo people. A capacity building training offered to leaders drawn from zones and districts of Oromia for the last 15 days has been concluded, where the remark came out. Anwar Khalil again has more on this.
The government of the Oromia Regional State has provided capacity building training to close to 1,800 leaders drawn from different zones and districts of the region for 15 days. On the conclusion of the training, Vice President of the Oromia Regional State, Shimelis Abdisa, called on the new generation of ODP leadership to strengthen unity of the Oromo people.
If we strengthen unity of Oromo people, we can succeed in all spheres. ODP has the responsibility to further strengthen unity of its people because it has shown what unity can bring us.
Shimelis said ODP would always be committed to make Oromia peaceful, where all nations, nationalities, and peoples can live in harmony. The Vice President accentuated that realizing supremacy of law should be a priority, which is vital in succeeding the study reform conceivably to create a peaceful and prosperous Ethiopia and the Horn.
You should ensure supremacy of law. Things should be put in order. Rule of law should be in place. The government should also take measures based on appropriate procedures.
Director General of the Oromia Leadership Academy, Mogos Edae, said the offered training would help the leaders deliver appropriate and professional service to the public.
We have
offered the training to help them focus on good governance and public mobilization, through which it would be easier to eradicate poverty.
Some attendants of the training vowed to work for their people than any other time.
The training is very smart and good training, which is very important for capacity building for the leaders, especially political leaders in our country.
Analyzing the politics of Horn of Africa and also the politics of Ethiopia, the politics of Oromia region. So we have a responsibility to do or to be the exemplar for the nation and the nationality of Ethiopia. So if we have the economy, we're gonna to change our region, we're gonna to change our zone, we're gonna to change our areas. So we should have to change our attitude toward the work. If we do good things, if our economy is developed, we can change everything. So we have such kind of responsibility.
First of all, I wanna train those who didn't take this training. As the training is very different from the training that I had taken earlierly. So I am very committed to just implement the training which I had taken theoretically to practical in the country.
The training was offered on nation building, the history of Oromo struggle, politics of the Horn of Africa, economy, and leadership, among others.
Burrayu Town Administration has finalized preparations to engage 4,900 youth into work in the next 2 months. A discussion forum aimed at strengthening the economic revolution undertaken in the region has been held in the town. Data Teresa has more on this.
Burrayu Town Administration has held a discussion along with youth of the town on ways of ensuring youth benefit. On the discussion, paper focused on challenges of job creation and stability has been presented. Youth in attendance of the event have raised ranges of questions pertaining to the issues of organizing youth, loan service, and other related matters. Head of the Oromo Democratic Party office of Burrayu Town, Samira Faris, stressed the significance to work in unison in order to implement the set plan and ensure supremacy of law.
I hope that we will sustain the ongoing progress holding our youth. We will secure victory through economy as we did in politics, working in unison.
The mayor of Burrayu Town, Solomon Faye, said working on economy is vital so as to uphold the current reform. He emphasized the importance of collaboration in order to realize the improved strategy designed to ensure youth economic benefit.
I'd like to tell you that we will address the observed limitation in relation to job creation process, so you have to stand by us.
This year, job opportunity has been created for 11,000 job seekers in the town. On the other hand, the necessary preparation has been finalized to engage over 4,900 jobless youth in work within the coming 2 months.
Oromia Agricultural Research Institute declared that it works to alleviate pastoralists' livestock milk productivity problems. Ricardo Brown.
The Ethiopian Institute of Agricultural Research, in collaboration with the Oromia Agricultural Institute, has held discussion with stakeholders and researchers at Yabello town of Borana zone. On the discussion, research papers have been presented on problems that are hindering the life of pastoralists. The research revealed that climate change and man-made disasters are the main challenges that the pastoralists are facing currently. Participants said it is very important to organize pastoralists under associations to benefit them from their products properly.
The system of benefiting pastoralists failed on its extension system, so we should organize and give awareness to the society in order to benefit them from their products. The main problem of pastoralist society is lack of organizing.
Director of Livestock Study at the Oromia Agricultural Institute, Dr. Tasfaya Lamu, noted that the institute is working with due attention to implement the research findings presented by researchers, organize pastoralists under associations, and are ready to provide the necessary materials.
We are working to strengthen the existing associations as well as to organize the new ones. To do so, all stakeholders should work in a coordinated way to bring sustainable change in the area.
Director of Pastoralism Research and the Needy Regions with the Ethiopian Institute of Agricultural Research, Walde Gabriel Tasfamariam, for his part, said all stakeholders should play their part to overcome the challenges.
West Hararge Zone Small and Micro Enterprise Council has a discussion on ways of creating enormous job opportunity in the zone. Addis Asafa has more on this.
Based upon government's due attention to jobs creation, some of the job creation that were scheduled to be done are resumed. Meanwhile, in conjunction with this, in some district of West Hararge Zone, more than 31,551 people will be beneficiary of the plant by the end of this fiscal year, according to the panel held in Chiro town. Participants of the discussion granted that they will keenly participate to attain the outcome endeavorly. In Hararge Zone, regarding unemployment, there is a problem of sorting out vacant job creation areas. Those youths whom the job creation fund is allocated to will lead their parents to be bankrupt since there were no profound and continuous training on how to allocate and implement the money. Vocational workers are not that of someone's work, rather they are public properties. We need to work industriously to be free from the backlog where we are now at. Head of Enterprise Development and Industry Office of Western Hararge Zone, Petros Indira, said they have researched and identified the gaps and problems of the community, both at zonal and district level. We are really ready to accomplish our aim. Head of Finance and Loan Office of West Hararge Zone, Haimanot Wendem Agin, said that without any collateral, there will be no fund which is rendered to the youth. Chief of Administrator of West Hararge Zone, Abdurrahman Abdullah, said within the remaining months of this fiscal year, they will help out the unemployed youth to engage in various jobs.
That's it from me and the whole team. Thank you so much for joining us.